Cheers. So, what did we do this week, babe?
Well, this weekend was our 6-year wedding anniversary.
Aww,
and it seems to me that usually on our anniversary, we do big things in our life for some unknown reason. The first year, we went to the games.
CrossFit Games.
And in the second year, we bought this house right around our anniversary. And then our 6-year wedding anniversary, we
Sold our house.
sold our house.
Literally, on our anniversary,
Yeah, sold
the
our-
actual day, we were doing paperwork
We were doing paper for
For-
2 or 3 hours.
selling our house.
Yeah, so we bought some land down the road and, trying to finalize that and make sure we're in a good spot for that. And we are in a good spot for that, so we feel comfortable that that's going to finish and be successful. And so the next step in the process was we wanted to sell our house, but thing we really wanted was we wanted to be able to rent it back to ourselves for a couple months until we finish up renovations on Clown House. So, walk through that process.
House needs work.
Clown House needs work.
And it needs time.
Yeah.
So our builder estimated like 2 to 3 months to essentially renovate Clown House so that we can then move in Clown House while we're building our house. But we wanted to get our house on the market and know that we had it sold, and like I said, or like Jacob said, hopefully sell it to someone that would be willing to rent it back to us. So we knew that our house would sell. We have a very unique house. It sits on 10 acres. It's fully renovated. We gutted it kind of that first year that we moved in. So we knew that it was gonna sell really, really well because land out here where we're at, obviously we shared in the first video, it's really hard to come across. And our house, like I said, it's a 10-acre piece and it's a beautiful location. And it's in the really good school district here in our area. So we actually just took pictures. Jacob got out his drone, did awesome drone pictures. I obviously do photography very part-time, so I took a bunch of really awesome photos of the inside of the house.
And the outside.
And the outside.
And you put it on Facebook.
And we put it on Facebook. We actually posted it on our local Baser, or local buy, sell, and trade.
Baser, buy, sell, and trade.
Baser, buy, sell, and trade. And again, we knew that it would do well and we would probably have some interest, but
We weren't ready for that much interest.
we were not prepared for the amount of interest.
You put it on Facebook and left to go to the pool to go swim.
Yeah, I went to go to the pool.
And I checked it 10 minutes after you left and you had 30 comments about how... Now granted, some people are just saying it's a pretty house. I mean, you took great photos. But most of the time it was people tagging other people saying, hey, you're looking for property? Here it is.
Yeah. I had my phone, I put my cell phone, bad idea. Really bad idea. My cell phone blew up. I was getting texts, phone calls, voicemails. There were realtors calling me. There were just people, for sale by owner, calling us. It was absolutely crazy. So I actually, oddly enough, one of our neighbors actually reached out to me within a half hour. She actually saw it on Facebook. And they had really good friends that were also looking for a home that they wanted to live close by to. They both have sets of kids that are all the same age.
4, I think. Each have 4. Similar ages.
And they actually wanted to come see it that night. And
So our neighbor's friend.
yeah.
Okay.
And at first I was a little bit hesitant just because we had so much influx coming in. But we just thought, well, what the heck, we'll let them come see it. And we showed them around, they came.
So to clarify, we're doing our house for sale by owner. We decided not to use a realtor. So we decided, okay, let's try it for a week and a half and see what happens.
Yeah.
And if we don't get any interest or anyone that bites, we'll grab a realtor. But our perspective was, look, realtors are a great job, but you can kind of do what they kind of do. You don't have their network.
Well, and it's because our house, like I said, was
a hot
so
market.
unique. And it was we have such a unique piece of property. Yeah, they came out that night and we literally sold it above asking price. And we just thought, we felt really good about it. We felt really happy with the family that is buying it. It seems like the perfect fit for just to think about who is taking your house. I don't know, Jacob, I don't think was like this, but I was a little sentimental. It's kind of crazy thinking about you know, this was our first home that we bought together, and we put so much work into it. And, you know, we've lived here the past 5 years, and so I didn't want it to just go to anybody. And it was actually kind of fun doing for sale by owner and getting to really feel like you had a little bit more input on who.
She says it's for fun because she only showed it one time.
True.
When we bought the house, the owner only showed it one time to us. It was for sale by owner. And then we only showed it one time. And like she mentioned, we showed it to a couple who had 4 kids, like ages like 11 to like 6. And so it was fun just seeing the kids run around the property. They were, like she mentioned, they were really good friends with our neighbor across the field. And so they already knew the dog, Daisy, comes to the house.
Daisy.
Yeah, so when we bought our house, the farm dog came with the house named Daisy. And so since they were friends with the people across the field, they had already met Daisy a few times and knew who she was. And so we felt comfortable knowing that Daisy's gonna stay with them. They're dog people, she'll be fine.
Yeah, and just for the record, we cannot take Daisy to our new place because it's off of a much busier road. And Daisy roams. Like we live on a really quiet gravel road right now, and Daisy she's kind of homey with all the neighbors on our road, and she walks up and down the street, but she would totally get hit if we moved her to where we're moving to. So it makes me really, really sad.
But anyway, so I'm not that sentimental about the dog. So we're closing on our house. We're finalizing a bunch of paperwork. We got all that done. And so the next step in the process, now that we know, okay, our house is gonna be sold, we have the contract written so we can rent it back month by month after it. And so the next step is the house renovation over at Clown House to make sure we get all that set for us and all the loans set up correctly so we can renovate that house, rent here, finish this house, move out, let them move in, and we move right into Clown House. So that's kind of the next step is Clown House.
Yeah, and we feel really good because, like I said, we are, you know, obviously we hope that the closing goes well and goes through, but I guess in the case that it doesn't, we have about 40, 50 people that are basically just on a queue that want to have interest in our house. So that's at least comforting for us that, you know, hey, we're planning on you know, doing our closing, but we do have all of this interest and have those contacts saved for, you know, I guess worst case scenario if something does go wrong. But it's at least nice knowing that there's plenty of interest and that, you know, the people that are obviously buying it from us are okay with us renting it back as well. And it's kind of falling together eerily good.
Well. Alright, so tune in to our next video where we talk about renovating Clown House, the next steps for our Clown House renovation.
Until next time, guys, stay tuned.